Oh, not that one. That one. Ready, set, go. Lincoln.
I was told that I was going to go. I was like, oh, give me time to finish this video. But then I went downstairs, all dressed and all. So I actually, no, not going. Because my dad thought that I just had to get shoes. No, it's more than that. So now my mum's taking me an hour from now. So I have time to make another video. Although I shouldn't be making it 1 hour because I have a 20-minute video that needs to be uploaded. Anyway.
Nebraska, 2007. A young man named Dan Brown gets a message from a friend online saying,
"Hey, Dan, you ought to teach me how to solve the Rubik's Cube sometime."
Being known around his
school as the guy who spent too much time, with a toy from the 1980s. Dan decided to go above and beyond his call to action.
And what resulted was a 2-part tutorial on how to solve the Rubik's Cube. Being known around his school as the guy who spent way too much time with a toy from the 1980s, Dan decided to go above and beyond his call to action, and what resulted was a 2-part tutorial on how to solve the Rubik's Cube. Within its first day up, the tutorial was featured on Dig, and by the next morning, it had gained approximately 3,500 views. Being in the process of becoming a viral sensation, Dan decided to grab this opportunity and run with it. He began posting videos regularly about random topics. He taught his videos everything. He taught his viewers how to do multiple things, such as card tricks, how to solve other puzzles, and how to do this. In 2008, Dan's Rubik's
What does Haley Williams have to do with any of that?
Cube tutorial was nominated for a YouTube award. Dan called out to his viewers to vote.
Yeah, I've got scruff. I think it makes me look rugged.
And in the end, a teenage nerd from Nebraska beat out the likes of Soulja Boy for best instructional video. And I mean, back then, Soulja Boy was a pretty big freaking deal. He had his own dance craze that someone did at a talent show when I was in, like, 7th grade. Yeah, he was that big a deal. He had his own dance craze that he did at school all the time. Moving on. Also in 2008, in order to bring some consistency to his videos, Dan started a new channel and a new series called Dan Brown's Universe. This series, in its original form, spanned 2 seasons and featured segments such as Interesting Viewer, Dan's Wall, and Adventure Time. No, not that one. Yeah, that one. During this time, Dan Brown's Universe became Dan's main focus, and his main channel, PogoBat, became somewhat secondary. In 2009, Dan attended the 789 YouTube gathering in New York. It was there that he met fellow YouTubers Canaloo. It's a Canaloo of Mika Kitties. It's a Live Lava Live Canaloo of Mika Kitties. It was there that he met fellow YouTubers Nanaloo, Mika Kitty, Catrific, and Mitchell Davis of Live Lava Live. Later that year, this team of young...
If Mika Kitty looks familiar because she's now a singer who by Tessa Violet, I think.
YouTubers formed the channel Vlog Vedica, which, for those of you who don't know, was a massive collab channel that the 5 of them used to keep in touch.
What is it with Haley Williams? Like, I know that Paramore's your favorite band, but still.
Near the end of 2009, Dan shifted his focus back to PogoBat and began what, to me, was the classic Dan Brown formula. On Mondays, Dan would discuss a debatable topic and ask his audience to leave video responses stating their opinions on the topic.
Justin effing
On Tuesdays, Dan answered Twitter questions. On Wednesday... it was so good, and then I messed up! On Tuesdays, Dan answered Twitter questions. On Wednesdays, he put viewer mail on his wall. On Thursdays, he would let his viewers vote on what to talk about via the YouTube moderator module. And on Fridays, he would feature 3 of his favorite video responses to his Monday video.
Big 3. Fade out.
This Monday through Friday schedule characterized Dan's videos for a long time until one day, some serious wibbly-wobbly timey-wimey stuff started going down. Due to an accident involving quantum mechanics and a deep-fried meaty stick of goodness, Dan's universe was stuck in a constant state of Thursday. So every single day, Dan did what he would do on any other Thursday, and he let his viewers decide what he should talk about. Little did we know that Clever Dan was up to something much bigger, because in 2010, Dan Brown attended the first ever VidCon to announce his super-duper top-secret project called Dan 3.0. Produced by the online broadcasting company Revision 3, Dan 3.0 was an ambitious social experiment in which Dan would allow his viewers to vote on what he should do in his life every day for an entire year. As Dan put it,
for 1 year, I am very literally putting complete control of my life in your hands.
The project started out with the best of intentions, and some very awesome things were achieved, such as a 10-city coast-to-coast road trip with gatherings in every stop, and, of course, Dan's beard.
Oh, look at Dan's beard.
Did you see Dan's
beard?
Amazing.
That is so awesome.
It's Dan's beard. But unfortunately, about halfway through the project, audience response began to turn slightly negative, and views began to dwindle. It was around this time that Dan began to feel exhausted and unsatisfied with what he was doing on his channel. Dan's existential crisis led to the project being ended about 4 months months before its intended end date. A few months later, in July, Dan started a new vlog show, somewhat confusingly titled Delicious Steak. Dan kept with this show until May of 2012 when he left Revision 3. Dan's departure from a show format meant that vlogging could once again become his hobby as it was back in 2007. One of the main reasons that Dan could once again have fun with it was that he no longer had to rely solely on his personal YouTube channel to sustain his income. This was because he had taken up a position as an on- and offline host for the music network Fuse, and for those who are interested, Dan's show is called Trending 10, link in the D-box. Since regaining his sense of creative freedom, Dan's Pogobat videos have focused heavily on heated political and sociological issues such as the 2012 presidential election, gun control, and more recently, the North Korean nuclear scare. In 2013, what the heck? In 2013, Dan appeared alongside Wheezy Waiter, Mitchell Davis, C-Nanners, whose name I now know, and a bunch of other YouTubers who I'm not going to list again, to be a part of the documentary Please Subscribe, which was made by Dan Doby, who subscribes to me now. Sup, Doby? Dan Brown's story is not necessarily the most lighthearted and fun of YouTube histories, but it is still quite inspiring. Dan started YouTube as a teenager, and throughout his career, his viewers have watched him grow up. Any crisis that he has faced, his viewers have faced with him, but of course they were also there for the good things, like when he went to China or when he was a contestant on Who Wants to Be a Millionaire. Dan was thrust into the YouTube limelight at 17, which is as old as I am right now, and as with most people who have large amounts of success thrown at them without warning, Dan struggled to find himself, a problem that everyone faces at one point or another. But from the looks of it, Dan seems to be perfectly comfortable and satisfied with his current career situation. Also, I mean, the dude made an extreme sport out of pogo sticking. That's freaking awesome. I'll see you in a week, DFTBA.
You have just watched a brief...
Dan is now 31. By the way I know all this is because I'm using another phone to Google these people, and it says Dan Brown, American former blogger. So the last video was a year ago. 14 years. 14 years.
Hello and welcome to a special 2-in-1 episode of A Brief History. Today's episode, Dan is Not on Fire and Amazing Phil. Ready, set, go. Rosendale, probably. England, 2006. A 19-year-old named Phil Lester is inspired by YouTubers Smosh, Andrew Bravner, and Lonely Girl 15 to set up his own YouTube channel. He called this channel Amazing Phil and filmed his first few videos on a black and white camera that he essentially got from a cereal box. As with most beginning YouTubers, Phil's audience did not appear overnight. It was not until a few years later when he began to post regularly that his videos began to take off. And it was around this time in 2009 that another young Brit began posting video blogs. This man's name was Dan Howell. Going under the name of Dan is Not on Fire, Dan began to post video blogs at the request of his friends, and by 2011, his skyrocketed had poppeted. What? His popularity had skyrocketed. Dang it. Both Dan and Phil's videos centered around funny and or embarrassing anecdotes, cringing at the creepiness of the internet.
Would you be interested in meeting the Holy Mother? She's just upstairs. You can meet her now.
Kit?
And the occasional rant about stupid people, although that one's a bit more specific to Dan.
See, this is the problem. This is when stupid people get involved.
Dan's really the sassy one of the two. Since 2010,
You see, you really could have stopped yourself from stuttering, but you decided to keep it on for quote comedic effect. Please don't.
What did I just do? Since 2009, Dan and Phil had begun appearing in each other's videos on a fairly regular basis, leading to the two becoming virtually joined at the hip. In 2011, Dan and Phil gave in to the inevitable and started a collab channel called The Super Amazing Project. On this new channel, Dan and Phil played interactive games with their viewers, talked about strange and spooky happenings, and screamed a lot.
Oh, gee! Oh, my God! That's too much.
Focusing more on Dan for a second, in 2012, Dan was made
Women! Because they're both gay.
team captain of the internet singing competition thing, Supernote. Originally the underdog of the competition, Dan's Alarm Army not only won Supernote,
We completely destroyed Supernote.
not long after that, in February of 2013, Dan hit 1 million subscribers on his main YouTube channel. And to celebrate this milestone, well, let's just say that Dan's username was no longer completely accurate. Also in 2013, it was announced that Dan and Phil would host their own weekly show on BBC Radio 1, and they
BBC just run out of stuff, run out of ideas. What did I, what's popular? Let's go to my son. Yo, what's popular? YouTube. Yeah, just, goes on YouTube. Dan Hoyle, Phil Lester pop up. No, okay. Also, the thing of Dan being on fire, literally. He's just running around, not even a circle, just a line. Like, stop, drop, and roll.
Approach this opportunity with heavy amounts of professionalism and
each other as targets. Richard,
Unfortunately,
yeah. Along with their main channels, side channels, the radio show's YouTube content, and the Super Amazing Project, Dan and Phil also appear alongside multiple other YouTubers in Benjamin Cook's online documentary series Becoming YouTube. But perhaps one of the most interesting things about Dan and Phil is what has resulted from their fan community. And by fan community, I of course mean Tumblr. See, on the internet there is something called shipping.
If you don't know what that is, then run and never get involved in this.
Which is essentially the idea of putting two people into a fictional relationship, and I think you can see where I'm going with this. This shipping phenomenon has led to the creation of Fan, which, for those of you who don't know, is the purportedly clever pet name for Dan and Phil's non-existent romantic relationship. I really do not want to get any deeper into the idea of shipping and
This is for it was both public knowledge that these two are gay.
OTPs because, quite frankly, I find it a bit weird, but it was much too big of a part of Dan and Phil's online existence for me to ignore.
Hey, can't start the day without a cup of OJ and some Charamon. But in all seriousness, real life people, isn't that a bit weird?
Side note, over the past few years, a trend seems to have developed. It's starting to seem like a YouTuber cannot organize a gathering in the UK without riots breaking out. Meetups organized by people like Toby Turner and the Janoskians serve as perfect examples of gatherings gone wrong due to lack of security and chaotic behavior from the fans. The actions and behavior at these gatherings are comparable to that of the exact same demographic during the 1960s, and in this online Beatlemania, Dan and Phil are essentially John and Paul. The sad part is, there's a lot of people out there who aren't gonna get that reference.
No. Like, not at all.
Now, I'm as big of a fan of Dan and Phil as the next guy, but despite their fame and fringes, they are just people, and it is very important that we remember that. Well, this video just took a very strange turn. Oh well, I'll see you in a week, DFTBA.
So, Phil is 34, and Dan is 30. That sounds like I was going to say something else, but no, he's exactly 30. So Dan, last video, 1 month ago, 2 years ago, 3 years ago, 7 years ago, 11 years ago. Phil, 1 day ago, 6 years ago, and 15 years ago.
Hello and welcome to another episode of A Brief History. Today's episode, Rhett and Link. Ready, set, go. North Carolina, 2006. Lifelong friends Rhett McLaughlin and Link Neal discover the medium of online video, and in doing so, begin one of the longest histories of any YouTube channel, period. Growing up, Rhett and Link were both aspiring filmmakers and musicians. The two had made music together for years, so the decision to make music videos on YouTube just seemed natural. They posted songs and podcasts fairly regularly for a while, until one day in 2007, when they essentially struck viral gold with their Facebook song,
Did you hook up with this person? Do you need to request confirmation?
which to this day has over 12 million views. Not long after that initial breakthrough, Rhett and Link became co-hosts of the short-lived CW show Online Nation. However, during the TV show's run, their YouTube channel maintained the status quo. Songs and vlogs were uploaded on a regular basis, with the occasional viral smash like their Healthy Choices drive-thru rap. But by the end of 2007, Online Nation had been canned, leaving Rhett and Link jobless. Now, it's important to keep in mind that at this time, making money off of YouTube was not an established idea. The partnership program did not even exist yet, so Rhett and Link's only option for making money off of YouTube was through sponsorship. And many
You see, this is before the adpocalypse, so this is before sponsorships were a big thing on YouTube, before it was the norm, I guess.
YouTubers who make sponsored videos are so blatantly crass with their product placement that it's hardly enjoyable. But Rhett and Link have figured out how to do it perfectly, having been associated with brands and entities such as Alka-Seltzer, Starburst, McDonald's, and Smule, all without sacrificing an ounce of their content's integrity. This newfound experience with advertising and sponsorship eventually led to the beginning of one of Rhett and Link's most popular YouTube-based creations, the local commercial. What started out as a series of spoofs soon turned into... Why did I put so many S's in there? What started out as a series of spoofs soon turned into a viral sensation, as well as a way to promote real businesses that truly benefit from the experience. Early local commercials of note include the Red House. The Red House.
At the Red House, where black people and white people buy furniture.
and Hispanic people too.
And the Discount Seafood Warehouse at the Boston proper, although that's not technically a real business. These
So if white people and black people and Hispanic people buy furniture at the Red House, then just people buy furniture at the Red House.
local commercials soon flourished into a full-fledged series called I Love Local Commercials, which ran for about 10 episodes.
I love local
That's just the song that you used for the Red House commercial.
commercials.com.
These online local commercials became so popular that Rhett and Link were eventually given an IFC television series on the making of said commercials called Rhett and Link Commercial Kings, but unfortunately the show only lasted for one season. In September, the September of Soup. In September of 2008, Rhett and Link started an online-based quasi-singing competition called Supernote, which, for those of you who don't know, involves holding the longest vocal note you can manage and is all about who can hold it the longest. This experimental contest was a smash success and has since become a biennial YouTube event. In 2009, Rhett and Link released their 27-song album Up to This Point, and while it's not the first Rhett and Link album, it is definitely the quintessential Rhett and Link album, with tracks ranging all the way from the Facebook song to Photoshop Your Memories. Also in 2009, Rhett and Link released a documentary called Looking for Miss Locklear. This award-winning film documents Rhett and Link's search for their first-grade teacher who introduced the two to each other way back in the 1980s. 1 year later, in 2010, Rhett and Link teamed up with Mystery Guitar Man to create their now classic stop-motion video T-Shirt War, a video that was so successful that a sequel was later developed as a TV commercial for McDonald's. Aside from their main Rhett and Link channel, the two also post videos regularly on their creatively titled second channel, Rhett and Link 2. They started a morning talk show in 2010 called Good Morning Chia-Lincoln, which ran for one season before having its name legally changed to Good Mythical Morning. Good Mythical Morning lasted 2 more seasons before being replaced with Rhett and Link's most ambitious project to date, a weekly 30-minute long culmination of everything they've done since their beginnings called The Mythical Show. The Mythical Show contains everything you would expect from Rhett and Link: podcast-style vlogs, music, sketches, and of course, more local commercials. Rhett and Link have been on YouTube for 7 years without ever having lost a hint of relevancy. Their videos are always creative, fresh, and funny, and going on a decade after their beginnings, they're going harder, better, faster, and stronger than ever. I don't know why I made a Daft Punk reference, I just wanted to. I'll see you in a week, DFTBA.
Link is 43, and Rhett is 44. That's for Rhett and Link. When you Google him, most likely Good Mythical Morning is going to pop up. What to tell you. But their main channel. 6 months, 1 year, 1 year, 1 year, 1 year, 1 year. There we go. 4, 3, 1 there, yeah.
Hello and welcome to another episode of A Brief History. Today's episode, Tobuscus. Ready, set, May 14th, 2006. A man named Toby Turner begins posting videos to YouTube under the name Tobuscus, and please don't ask me what that means because I would not be able to tell you. His first video was a parody of the timeless Adam Sandler classic Click, cause everyone loved that movie. And I totally saw it. Sarcasm. Toby posted short sketch videos for a while until he had his first hit video called Don't Tase Me Bro, which was a remixed clip of Toby's friend Andrew being tased. Toby continued making skits and the occasional song with fair amounts of success, but Toby did not begin to become the Buscus that we know today until August of 2008 when he began vlogging with his Toby Tells series. By this time, Toby had amassed a good-sized following, and so he did the smart thing. He kept with the status quo, which for him still involved, like, everything. Vlogs, songs, remix, parodies, reviews, collaborations, and more. In 2009, Toby started his second channel, creatively named Toby Turner. On this second channel, Toby uploaded daily unedited phone videos. Also in 2009, no. Like a dog just pooped on a rug. No. On this channel, Toby uploaded daily unedited iPhone videos, which he called Lazy Vlogs. Also in 2009, Toby began one of his most popular series of videos to date, The Literal Trailer, which, for those of you who don't know, is exactly what it sounds like. Toby sings what is literally happening in the trailer to the tune of the trailer's music. I mean, What more do you want from me? Most of Toby's literal trailers would rake in a couple million views each, and while that is beyond impressive, it was nothing compared to what lay beyond the horizon. On September 2nd, 2010, Toby uploaded a literal trailer for the game Assassin's Creed Brotherhood, which to this day has over 33 million views. Since beginning his literal series, Toby has been acknowledged by the likes of CBS News, Wired, and even Ubisoft themselves. After the success of the Brotherhood trailer, Toby's uploads consisted mostly of literal trailers and his new show Cute Win Fail, which for those of you who don't know is a show in which Toby would review 3 home videos and would let his viewers decide which was the most epic. If you've ever watched Ray William Johnson or America's Funniest Home Videos, then this format should be very familiar to you. After 100
I was about to say.
episodes, Toby was fired from his hosting position on Cute Win Fail, but luckily this had no real effect on his career. His subscriber and view count remained astronomical, with his main channel having over 4.2 million subscribers, his Toby Turner channel having 1.5 million, and his third channel, Toby Games, having just under 5 million subscribers. In addition to these 3 channels, Toby also stars in Dane Bowe's Cartoon Network show, The High Fructose Adventure... Fructose. Toby also stars in Dane Bowe's Cartoon Network show, The High Fructose Adventures of the Annoying Orange. Hey, you! Hey, you! Can you do this? Motorboat! On the show, Toby plays a character named Nerval, who is also the only recurring human character in the show. Tobuscus is on top of the world right now. He has millions of fans, 3 huge YouTube channels, a starring role on Cartoon Network, and he even has a video game in development. With all this in mind, I think it's safe to say that the real big years for Toby are still on the way. Cheesy ending. I'll see you in a week, DFTBA. Hey guys.
Nope. All that really happened to him was a pedophilia accusation that I think ended up not being true, but then after that, nothing happened. Also, Toby is now 36. One year ago, 9 years ago, 15 years ago.
Hello and welcome to another episode of A Brief History. Today's episode, Live Lava Live. Ready, set, go. Ohio, 2006. A fringe-clad young man named Mitchell Davis begins posting videos online mainly for the sake of convenience. Back in these MySpace days, Mitchell would upload videos for the purpose of embedding them into his MySpace bio. When he wasn't making these About Me videos, he was displaying his artistic skills through the medium of speed painting videos, and as a result of these artistic displays, Mitchell's work was noticed by his hero, Alex Pardee. However, Mitchell eventually deleted this channel to set up a new one called Live Lava Live. On this new channel, Mitchell began posting random vlogs, many of which have since been deleted. These early videos were filmed in color and then edited to be in black and white because Mitchell wanted some sense of consistency between these admittedly inconsistent videos. One of these videos was the now classic Party Music. Not only is this the earliest viewable Live Lava Live video to feature Mitchell's best friend Kyle Seibert, but it also marks the beginning of Mitchell's long, arduous battle with copyright law. You see, if Mitchell makes a video and he thinks that a song fits, copyrighted or not, he will use it, and that is how he put it. And to this day, he still gets random copyright warnings on videos from forever ago. Luckily, he eventually discovered the beauty of stock music. Soon, Mitchell began making videos in full Technicolor, and that's when things went crazy. Videos like Usher/MCMB. Videos like Usher/MCMB, You're Awesome, Meezy, and other videos of the same style gain unprecedented attention thanks to their incredibly random and unpredictable nature. Also, these one-man random videos characterized Mitchell's channel until 2009, when Kyle became a much more integral part of Live Lava Live's videos. It was around this time that Mitchell and Kyle released a video called Not 2.0, in which they explained how Live Lava Live's videos would be changing.
I'm so pissed at you. I'm pissed at you.
Why?
I don't know.
You have no reason.
Look me in my eyes!
I'm trying.
They focused more on making skits and sticking to strict schedules rather than sporadically uploading random vlogs. Also in 2009, Mitchell attended the 789 YouTube gathering where he met fellow YouTubers Dan Brown, Catrific, Nanaloo, and Mika Kitty. These 5 would jokingly say that they should start a collab channel, but eventually what started out as a joke turned into a full-fledged collaborative channel called Vlogvetica, which unfortunately is no longer active. At the very beginning of 2010, Mitchell uploaded his 100th video, and to celebrate, he decided to recreate his older style of vlogging, everything from the iSight camera to the yellow V-neck.
No idea why that makes no sense when I say it out loud like that.
And throughout 2010, Live Lava Live's videos began to shift back towards these random vlogs, with skits popping up every now and then. However, these vlogs were still very sporadic and inconsistent, so in 2011, in order to bring some consistency to their videos, Mitchell and Kyle started the #Lava Topic format, in which they would vlog about topics suggested by their viewers every week. Unfortunately, this format did not work out as planned, and it was at this point that Mitchell decided to scrap this format and rework it into what is now known as Q Me, Question Mitchell Everything. Also during this time period, anything and everything could be a Live Lava Live video, and there was no need to stick to any strict schedule or format, and this is the mindset that Live Lava Live is maintained to this day. In January of 2012, Mitchell and Kyle toured with the aforementioned Mika Kitty and Nanaloo, along with Jason Munday and Alex Carpenter, on what they called the Dial-Up Tour. Now, the two had done live things before, what with their one-off show Off the Screen and Into Their Flesh, oh my god. Now, the two had done live things before, what with their one-off show Off the Screen and Into the Flesh, and their mini-tour Live Lava Live The Empire Strikes Back, but these were nothing compared to the Dial-Up Tour. After the tour ended, Kyle left the L's and moved on. However, there was no bad blood between the two.
Yeah, I'd love to just say something really quick. It's as simple as this. We're still friends. I just don't film it anymore. When we hang out, we just hang out like everyone else in the real world. That's it. That's the whole shebang. There's no bad blood. And now you heard it straight from the horse's mouth. Don't you call me a horse. Peace and love.
Huh? Pretty cool, huh? That gets you to like the video? Huh? Since beginning this new chapter of Live Lava Live, Mitchell has just kept doing exactly what he's done from the very beginning. Being Mitchell. And that's the thing about Live Lava Live that Mitchell actually told me. It's not a normal show. It's nothing like that at all. All Live Lava Live is, was, and will be is a glimpse into the life of one guy named Mitchell. And despite the fact that he's been on YouTube for such a long time, I bet he's still got a few surprises waiting for us. I'll see you in a week, guys. DFTBA.
Hi, hello.
Mitch is now 32. Two weeks, 13 years, 14 years.
Hello and welcome to another episode of A Brief History. Today's episode, Alex Day. Ready, set, go. Essex, England, 2006. A young musician named Alex Day joins the YouTube Super Awesome Happy Fun Time website under the username Naramon, a name which came from a made-up Digimon that Alex created as a kid. His early videos, which were apparently made in the late 1970s, centered around strange things he found online, vlogging with friends, and reading from quizzes and questionnaires. Actually, now that I think about it, his early videos are pretty much the same as the more recent ones.
No.
These vlogs characterized Alex's channel, but as I said before, he is a musician, and in 2008, Alex formed a Trock band called Chameleon Circuit. Now, for those of you who do not know, Trock stands for Time Lord Rock, or music about the long-running BBC television show Doctor Who. The band originally consisted of Day, Charlie McDonald, Liam Dryden, and Chris Beatty, but has since gone through some lineup changes, which we will get to later. Chameleon Circuit released their self-titled debut album in June of 2009, only 2 months after Alex released his solo debut, Parrot Stories. Okay, that was pointless. Alex Day, Parrot Stories, debut album 2009. We got that? Okay, moving on. Also in 2009, again, everything seems to be happening in 2009. Also in 2009, Alex began his now legendary vlog series, Alex Reads Twilight, in which he would read and ultimately ridicule Stephanie Meyer's infamous sparkly vampire romance novel.
All morning I was dreading lunch.
When I initially watched this video, also, see these people, I have no idea who they are. I never heard of them before watching these videos, right? I heard of the guy that are making these videos because he did a video on Game Theorists. I was a big fan of Game Theory at the time, and Game Theory re-uploaded the video because all the Game Theory people were in that video. And I was like, oh, I like this concept. Let me check guy's channel out and saw all the other videos. With this thing, with the Twilight reading, I thought, oh, this was like maybe 2015 I came up with this idea. No, 2020, let's say 2014, right? I was like, right, Harry Potter is dead. Or so I thought, because Deathly Hallows Part 2 came out 3 years ago at this point, and no, like, we didn't know about Fantastic Beasts, so I thought, oh, I could revive it. I'm gonna make a video where I read the book, and that never happened because I'm not gonna do that. That's dumb. Anyway,
Hearing his bizarre glares. No, this is a normal person glare. The only way I can imagine a bizarre glare is if it was this.
This series garnered millions of views and helped skyrocket Alex to new levels of popularity. When he wasn't subjecting himself to torture for our entertainment, he was continuing to work on his music. He released an EP of songs about video games called 117% Complete in March of 2010, his second full-length album, The World Is Mine, I Don't Know Anything, in June of 2010, another EP called Soup Sessions Acoustic in November of 2010, and he released a cover of the song Here Comes My Baby by Cat Stevens as a part of the now disbanded group Sons of Admirals in 2010. Let me just repeat that for you. That's one single, 2 EPs, and a full-length album, all released in 1 year while still releasing vlogs on his channel on a fairly regular basis. Most mainstream musicians who focus solely on making music are barely able to get out 1 LP every 2 or 3 years. Alex had always wanted one of his songs to hit #1 on the charts, and he wanted to make it happen on his own with no major label promotion. His goal was to get a #1 song through YouTube and social media. Many of his attempts at this, i.e. Chartjackers and Sons of Admirals, failed, but in 2011, Alex made another attempt at this with his song
Because that's dumb.
Forever Yours, and with the help of his friends, his viewers, and some clever rule bending in the form of multiple versions of the song, Forever Yours peaked at #4 on the UK Christmas charts. Following the success of Forever Yours, a few of Alex's subsequent self-released singles, Lady Godiva and Stupid Stupid, reached #15 and #25 on the UK charts. In July of 2011, Chameleon Circuit, which now consisted of Alex, Charlie, Liam, Ed Bland, and Michael Aranda, released their second album, Still Got Legs, which again was massively well received. Coming off the heels of all this success, Alex released yet another studio album called Epigrams and Interludes. This album contained all of his previous singles, a multitude of cover songs, and many new originals as well. Aside from all of his musical and YouTube success, Alex has taken on multiple other projects, such as a trading card game called Sopio, a badge collecting service called Life Scouts, and a podcast with fellow vlogger Jimmy0010, which has been on hiatus since its 3rd season. Alex has always been known to voice his opinion whenever he wants, and this fact has caused quite a bit of controversy in recent times. Not too long ago, Alex released a video called Big Women in Costumes, in which he expressed how uncomfortable it made him to see larger women at comic book conventions cosplaying in tight outfits. This video caused an uproar among women everywhere, so much so that the video has since been hidden from the public. Nowadays, Alex operates out of London, England, where he lives with his friend and fellow YouTuber Charlie McDonald. Whoa. Deja vu. Alex Day is among the hardest working people on YouTube. He has been praised as the future of music, and given the independent success he's had, I think that might just be right. I'll see you in a week, guys. DFTBA.
Please read the description of this video. I think he was accused of pedophilia or something, and maybe proven to be a pedophile. Sexual abuser. Alex is currently 32. I'm guessing this is him 2 days ago.
Hello and welcome to another 2-in-1 episode of A Brief History. Today's episode, Philip DeFranco and SourceFed. Ready, set, go. September 15th, 2006, a wild Philip DeFranco appeared on YouTube under the username SXEPhil. Many of Phil's early videos have been deleted, but his earliest viewable videos, which followed an odd trend of old YouTube videos being edited to be black and white, were very standard video blogs about whatever was on Phil's mind. But eventually he settled on a format that we now know as The Philip DeFranco Show, or the PDS. The Philip DeFranco Show is a mix of Zay Frank-style daily-ish video blogging and quasi-opinionated news anchoring, and this is the format that Phil is stuck with to this day. Back in 2007, Phil was going through some serious financial issues that could have led to him having to stop making videos. There was a time when he had to auction off his video editing computers, and once he was even left no choice but to ask his viewers for donations. These problems were, for the most part, solved with the advent of the partnership program. But these viewer donations were the genesis of Phil and his audience coming together to raise money for charitable causes. With the help of his audience, Phil has given multiple thousands of dollars to the PKD Foundation to help find a cure for polycystic kidney disease. In 2008, Phil starred alongside Kevin Wu and Jessica Rose in a 10-part promotional sketch series called Hooking Up.
Why are you inviting my girlfriend to the bar with you?
Dude, I invited her whole room out. What, you don't trust me?
Yeah, I mean, I trust you. I just don't trust your friends.
So, dude, you can come with. We can throw down together.
Aside from his main channel videos, Phil has helped found multiple other YouTube shows and companies, such as Maker Studios, The Station, and Like Totally Awesome. However, all 3 of these are either no longer associated with Phil or are no longer active. As Phil continued to make episodes of the Philip...
That guy with the glasses, not was that Seth Rogen?
Franco show, he began coming up with ideas for how his show could change and evolve in the future. He had the idea to take his multi-story 5 to 10 minute long news show and break it down into multiple shorter videos which would focus on one news story each. He tested this format on his channel, but it was met with confusion and backlash from his audience. He decided that in order to make this format work, he'd have to create a separate show with its own identity. So in 2011, with the help of YouTube's original channel initiative, Phil pooped out a SourceFed. So in 2011, with the help of YouTube's original channel initiative, Phil pooped out a new channel called SourceFed. This soon-to-be award-winning channel began taking on Phil's new format, temporarily titled 20 Minutes or Less, with 3 different hosts, Lee Newton, Elliot Morgan, and Barats and Beretta's own Joe Beretta. This team of hosts soon expanded to include 3 more unique personalities, Steven Zaragoza, Trisha Hirschberger, and Meg Tarn. As time went on, SourceFed began to expand beyond just news, eventually starting separate shows such as Comment Commentary, Truth or Dare, Table Talk, Movie Club, The New Movie Thing Show, the short-lived shows Curb Cash and Morning Mouth Off, and many more. In May of 2013, DeFranco started a SourceFed spin-off channel called SourceFed Nerd. SourceFed Nerd began producing original content that focused on movies, TV, video games, and other things deemed nerdy. Along with this original content, the Nerd channel also became the new home of shows like Table Talk, The New Movie Thing Show, and Movie Club.
I really just made this channel so I can play video games and talk about Battlestar Galactica at work.
This new channel effectively divided up the SourceFed hosts, with Joe, Elliot, and Lee becoming the faces of the news channel, and Steve, Meg, and Trisha becoming the faces of the Nerd channel. In August of 2013, Phil put on a live performance in Arizona along with certain members of SourceFed and SourceFed Nerd, and during this performance, Phil proposed to his girlfriend, leading to the internet letting out a huge collective "Aww." Phil has stated before that he doesn't really like the business end of YouTube, yet he has become somewhat of a YouTube powerhouse. Between the Philip DeFranco Show, his vlog channel, SourceFed, SourceFed Nerd, his work with Revision 3, and his online store for HumanPeoples.com, he has become one of YouTube's best-known collaborators. Unlike many other popular YouTubers, Phil's main goal is to promote and work with up-and-coming creators, allowing them to get paid for doing what they love. Which is why I believe that my show, Brief History, would be a great addition to DeFranco Inc. Hey! Ugh. But with that being said, my name is Ryder Bergen. You've just been filled in. I love your faces, and I will see you next.
Philip is now 36. One day, yeah, he's just another drama YouTuber now. 4 years. Huh? 4 years, I guess. As for SourceFed, it no longer exists. What happened was that he sold SourceFed, the Discovery Channel. And then, like 5 years later, I think in 2018, Discovery Channel just demolished SourceFed. And it's now what's known as Now This. Now This is basically just another version of Lad Bible, but without any shred of humanity, any personality to it.
Hello and welcome to yet another 2-in-1 episode of A Brief History. Today's episode, Dane Bow and the Annoying Orange. Ready, set, go! Valentine's Day, 2005. A man named Dane Bodenheimer founds an online production company named Gag Films and subsequently sets up 2 YouTube channels, Dane Bow and Gag Films, 1 year later. Just previous to this, Dane had worked as a production assistant on the MTV show Pimp My Ride, but he ended his work with the show and became a freelance filmmaker, believing that a career in television would not offer him the creative opportunities that he desired. It was around this time that Dane began uploading short video sketches and animations to his YouTube channels. Dane began multiple different shows on YouTube, such as The Kool-Aid Killer and the Crazy US Laws series. But what really struck a chord with the YouTube world were his talking food videos. The success of these videos helped launch Dane's ascent into one of the weirdest and The success of these videos helped launch Dane's ascent into one of the weirdest and most successful YouTube careers of all time. Dane began producing whoa. That's not a word. I gotta change that. That is not a word. Baseball! Dane began producing sketches for Jib Jab in addition to his YouTube channel, which continued pumping out viral hits such as Scariest Faces, Marshmallow Murder, My Roommate Mario, and many more. Dane continued producing these sketches on into 2009 when he released his now classic video, The Annoying Orange, an amalgamation of all of his most popular video elements. The Annoying Orange was an immediate success, amassing a current total of 138 million views. Hey, you! Hey, you! Can you do this? Motorboat! Having noticed this unprecedented traction, Dane turned The Annoying Orange into a recurring series which garnered huge levels of success. Dane continued making original sketches and animations along with new episodes of The Annoying Orange, and in 2010, the popularity of The Orange Show was so massive that Dane gave the sack of citrus his own channel called Real Annoying Orange. On this new channel, The Annoying Orange began forming into what it is today. Every week, The Orange would annoy the crap out of different foods voiced by special guests that included Smosh, Shay Carl, Joe Beretta, Tobuscus, and even one of my favorite modern bands, Weezer. Woo! That's a lot of words! Some of these special guests...
You like Weezer, do you?
And recurring main characters such as iJustine's character Passion Fruit, Bob Jens' Grapefruit, and Kevin Bruick's Grandpa Lemon. With a regular cast in hand, The Annoying Orange was ready to take the next step in its evolution, so in 2010, a deal was made between Damebo and Cartoon Network to produce a TV show based on the web series. The pilot episode was a success, and the high fructose adventure... Fructose again. The pilot episode was a success, and the high fructose adventures of The Annoying Orange premiered on Cartoon Network on June 11th, 2012. Now, you've seen this kind of thing before. A YouTube show based on being annoying becomes unexpectedly popular and eventually gets turned into a TV show, and what happened? The show failed almost immediately.
Yeah, but at this point, just talk about Broad City.
And their YouTube channel died along with their reputation, not naming any names, of course.
Hey, it's Fred!
But this actually has not been the case for The Annoying Orange. Since beginning the TV show, Dane has continued to upload original episodes of The Annoying Orange to YouTube every single week, in addition to doing his best to try and keep up with his Danebo and Gag Films channels, as well as his gaming channel, Super Bo Bros. Also, Dane did not jump into the TV world by himself. Along with Dane, the cast of The Annoying Orange includes iJustine, Kevin Bruick, Bob Jens, and Tobuscus, and on top of all this, the theme song for the show is performed by YouTube-based pop-punk duo Terabyte. And to the surprise of many skeptics, the show actually didn't tank after one episode and has been pretty successful, having inspired mountains of merchandise, including t-shirts, kids' books, Halloween costumes, masks, candy, and even a line of talking figurines. But it wasn't all happiness and citrusy fragrances. 3 years before the release of The Annoying Orange, Fargo advertising company H2M had created their own talking orange character and viewed Dane's character as an infringement of their copyright. H2M took this issue to court, but the ruling is unknown, and it's very likely that no verdict was ever reached. Danebo's story is both one of the greatest YouTube success stories of all time and one of the most ironic. A man who was certain that a career in television was not for him turned to YouTube instead, only to eventually find himself back in television. I'll see you in a week, guys. DFTBA.
Dean is now 42. Annoying Orange. 44 minutes ago.
Hello and welcome to another episode of A Brief History. Today's episode, Jack's Films. Ready, set, go. June 26, 2006. A man named Jack Douglas sets up a YouTube channel and begins uploading videos under the alias Jack's Films. Jack's first video was a commercial. It's a commercial, and that's our bit. Jack's first video, however... No! Spacebar! Jack's first video was a commercial sketch for an obviously fake product called the Handy Pen, and most of Jack's subsequent videos were original sketches and pop culture parodies, with the occasional music video as well as a series of quasi-animated videos called the Wimpy Boy Bands, a format which he occasionally revisits to this day. We are the Wimpy Boy Bands. Wimpy Boy Bands. Break it down. Jack continued uploading videos on a somewhat regular basis while forming a pretty sizable following, and it was around this time in 2009 that Jack uploaded his most popular video to date, the WTF Blanket, a parody of the ad campaign for the recently popularized Snuggie brand of product. This video was a massive success, having gained over 20 million views since its upload date. After the success of the WTF Blanket video, Jack kept up the status quo with multiple viral hits like his ShamWow, Twilight, and iPad parodies. After moving from Maryland to California in 2010, Jack began frequently collaborating with many other big-name YouTubers such as Sean Klinsner, Toby Turner, Tayzon Day, and Shane Dawson, with Sean and Toby being two of his most frequent collaborators. In fact, the three have worked together so much that their fans have dubbed them the Sideburns Crew. On June 20th, 2011, Jack uploaded a video called Your Grammar Sucks, in which he mocked the poor grammar found in certain comments on his videos. This video was yet another success for Jack, and so he did the smart thing and turned Your Grammar Sucks into a weekly series which to this day has amassed over 50 episodes. Two notable episodes of YGS are episodes 40 and 50. Episode 40 switched out the show's vlog-style format in favor of a sketch-based format. Every comment used in the video had its own short sketch written around it. This video featured special guests including the Fine Brothers, Brock Baker, the rest of the Sideburns crew, Olga K, and Grace Hellbug. Episode 50 of YGS took the concept from episode 40 and expanded it to a length of over 20 minutes, and featured other special guests such as Smosh and PewDiePie. Outside of the YGS series, Jack struggled to find a working format for his videos, so in November of 2011, Jack announced a new format which he referred to as
STD funny or whatever PMS is. So it's something sexual or about periods or whatever.
The idea behind the format was that every Monday, Jack would release a playlist of videos that included a parody, a music video, and a sketch, while still doing episodes of Your Grammar Sucks every Friday. In addition to his main channel Commotion, Jack has 3 side channels, 2 of which are no longer active. Jack also stars as Intern 2 in the Fine Brothers web series My Music. In 2013, Jack passed 1 million subscribers on his main channel, and while it may have taken him over 7 years to reach this milestone, that does not mean it was any less deserved. In fact, it's quite the contrary. Every single one of Jack's videos is filled to the brim with effort and creativity, and I could try and come up with some cheesy
Yesterday I asked you, isn't?
as I do, but I think Jack said it good enough himself.
And the neat thing is that the best is yet to come. So thank you for the last 7 years, and here's to 70 more.
I'll see you in a week, guys. DFTBA.
Jack is now 33. Although his real name is actually John. "18 hours, 12 years, 15 years.
Hello and welcome to another episode of A Brief History. Today's episode, Daily Grace. Ready, set, Brooklyn, New York, 2008. Aspiring actress, comedian, and former scriptwriter for Teen Next Degrassi The Next Generation, Grace Helbig begins working for the multi-channel network My Damn Channel as a narrator for the animated web series Bedtime Stories. Although short-lived, Grace's work on the show was a springboard for her, for lack of a better phrase, YouTube solo career. During her time working on Bedtime Stories, My Damn Channel CEO Rob Barnett discovered Grace's personal YouTube channel and subsequently offered Grace her own MDC vlog series. Grace accepted this offer and started a daily vlog show called Daily Grace on April 14th, 2008, exclusively through My Damn Channel. Daily Grace was as simple as a blog show could be, with no flashy effects and no real scripting, just Grace, a camera, and a computer. Grace made episodes of Daily Grace from 2008 to 2010, amassing approximately 690 total episodes of Daily Grace exclusive to My Damn Channel. On October 11th, 2010, Daily Grace was launched as its own YouTube channel, and with this new channel, Daily Grace really began to take off, having gained over 178 million video views and 2 million subscribers. But here's the thing about Daily Grace. The show has been pretty much the same for years, so there really isn't that much to talk about in terms of Grace's main channel work. However, there is plenty to discuss with her myriad of other projects. Outside of YouTube, Grace has appeared in Comedy Central's Michael and Michael Have Issues, True TV's All Worked Up, a Letterman sketch, several 2012 Lowe's commercials, G4's Attack of the Show from 2011 to 2013, and Dan Dobie's 2012 YouTube documentary, Please Subscribe. But of course, Grace is most prominent on YouTube, and in addition to her main channel, Grace has also appeared in multiple episodes of Hannah Hart's My Drunk Kitchen, and up until October of 2013, she had been a recurring character on the Fine Brothers web series My Music. Grace also helps produce the web series You Deserve a Drink with Mamrie Hart, no relation. In January of 2013, Grace appeared alongside the Vlogbrothers, Neil Gaiman, and many more as a part of the Evening of Awesome, a live event put together to celebrate the 1-year anniversary of John Green's book The Fault in Our Stars and the 6-year anniversary of the Nerdfighter community. Later that year, at the 4th annual VidCon, Grace, along with Mamrie and Hannah Hart, took to the main stage of the conference to announce their biggest project yet, a feature-length film called Camp Dakota, which began production on August 12, 2013. Camp Dakota focuses around a woman in her 20s, played by Grace, who goes back to her childhood summer camp and meets up with 2 of her old friends, played by Mamrie and Hannah Hart. Now, you hear this a lot with YouTubers, but Grace, more so than many other vloggers, has gained popularity simply by being herself. Her improvised, off-the-cuff vlogging style offers a refreshing contrast to the eccentric, relatable, but not always completely genuine personalities put forth by YouTubers today, which is kind of ironic for an actress. I'll see you in a week, guys. DFTBA. If you...
Grace is now 36. "4 days, 6 years, 14 years.
Hello and welcome to another episode of A Brief History. Today's episode, Vsauce. Ready, set, go. June 24th, 2010, a man named Michael Stevens sets up a YouTube channel under the name Vsauce, a name which he created using an online random name generator. Prior to Vsauce, Michael was a director, editor, and occasional guest star for Barely Political, as well as the mastermind behind such thought-provoking videos as Hillary Clinton farting.
You often avoid taking firm positions on controversial issues.
Originally, Vsauce consisted solely of video game-related content with multiple different shows and hosts in a manner somewhat similar to that of Machinima, which explains the NES cart outro that has been a staple of the channel ever since the beginning. Back in 2010, Vsauce did have a few huge viral hits, but let's be honest, those videos got millions of views through somewhat questionable means. And by that I mean girls and thumbnails. As time went on, Vsauce... Oh dear lord! As time went on, Vsauce content continued to consist of things like Comic-Con and E3 coverage, as well as video game-related top 10s. But in the midst of this, shows focusing on more quirky and interesting things like IMG, Dong, and Mindblow began to surface, and Michael slowly became the sole host of Vsauce. It was around this time in December of 2010 that Vsauce launched 2 new channels creatively titled Vsauce 2 and Vsauce 3. Vsauce 2 is currently hosted by a man named Kevin Lieber, who actually used to host on the main Vsauce channel, and Vsauce 3 is hosted by Jake Roper. On Vsauce 2, another new show was started called Loot, which was very similar to IMG, except everything shown on the show was something someone could purchase. This show saw so much popularity that was later brought to Dang it! The show Loot saw so much popularity that it was later brought onto the main Vsauce channel. And these shows soon became the main focus of the Vsauce channel, and continued to be so until late 2011 when Michael began uploading educational vlogs that covered very broad topics like water and video. The incredibly in-depth and mind-blowing information found in these vlogs attracted unprecedented amounts of attention, and in the fashion of IMG and Loot, these educational vlogs slowly started to take over and became the main focus of Vsauce by September of 2012. Coincidentally, this was also when the main Vsauce channel hit 1 million subscribers. Eventually, shows like Loot and Dong carried on as a part of Vsauce 3, while Mindblow continued on Vsauce 2 along with many other segments. In addition to Vsauce 1, 2, and 3, other Vsauce side channels include Vsauce Leanback, Vsauce Radio, and WeSauce, a channel made to showcase interesting work made by Vsauce viewers. In the modern movement of online educational content, the Vsauce empire is at the forefront, with all 6 of their channels amassing over 7 million total subscribers and over 700 million total video views. And along with other YouTubers like the Vlogbrothers, Minute Physics, and CGP Grey, Vsauce is helping usher in both a new era of entertainment and a new era of education. I'll see you in a week, guys. DFTBA.
If you enjoyed this
Michael is only 35? One week, 6 years, 11 years. Another thing is that when you Google Michael Stephens, he's not an American YouTuber, he's an American educator.
I recognize that warp signature, Captain Lee. Even she would not be foolish enough to attack our clan's.
Hello there, Foot of a Ferret viewers. My name is T. Michael Martin, and today we're going to be talking about zombies. Now, Ryder and I have made a
Spoilers!
Hello and welcome to another episode of A Brief History. Today's episode, Doctor Who, Series 5 through 7. Ready, set, go. April 3rd, 2010, the long-running British sci-fi television program Doctor Who enters its 5th series since being rebooted in 2005. And with this new season came a new executive producer named Stephen Moffat, as well as a new doctor played by actor and former aspiring football player Matt Smith. Series 5 picks up a...
He says former aspiring football player. And that, accompanied with the picture of him in a football outfit, or whatever you want to call it, made me believe that Matt Smith was not an actor. He was actually a footballer who decided to give up after he got famous off Doctor Who. Not true. What happened was he wanted to be a footballer, but then he had this injury, so he decided to pursue drama instead, and he now sucks at football.
Immediately after the events of the 10th Doctor's finale, The End of Time, a newly regenerated Doctor is plummeting towards the Earth in a fiery and chaotic TARDIS, which then crash lands in the front yard of a young girl's house. This little girl, Amelia, brings the Doctor into her bedroom and shows him a gigantic crack in her wall. The Doctor explains that this crack is not in the wall, but in the skin of the universe. The Doctor then leaves to save his burning TARDIS, and from his perspective, he returns in about 5 minutes, but from Amelia's perspective, he was gone for 12 years. In this 12-year future, after complaining about Amelia now going by Amy, meeting her soon-to-be fiancé Rory, exposing an alien named Prisoner Zero, and running up a horde of alien ships with nothing but a stern talking to, the Doctor then pops back into his TARDIS only to return again, having gotten the time wrong, but this time only by about 2 years. So, you know, he's getting better. So finally, after 14 years of waiting, Amy Pond finally gets to travel through time and space with the Doctor. In their adventures, the Doctor and Amy battled Daleks with Winston Churchill, Weeping Angels with River Song, and a Crefface with Vincent van Gogh. Oh, and Rory died twice. Just figured that was worth mentioning. In fact, why don't we keep account of how many times Rory dies in these 3 seasons? The finale of Series 5 saw the Doctor, Amy, and a newly revived, but not really, Rory attempting to save the universe from coming to an end, because, you know, what else are they gonna do? In the end, the Doctor accomplishes this by flying a box called the Pandorica into the heart of his exploding TARDIS, somehow creating a second Big Bang and resetting the universe. All this, and he still had time to show up for Amy and Rory's wedding. And thus we move on to Series 6. We begin with Amy and Rory, now married and living together, receiving a TARDIS blue letter in the mail inviting them to Lake Silencio, Utah, where they meet up with the Doctor and River Song. During what appears to be a pleasant reunion picnic, an Apollo Air spaceman comes out of the lake and shoots the Doctor dead. After River attempts to shoot the astronaut and Amy just utterly loses it, the 3 of them are then greeted by a man named Kenton Everett Delaware III, who apparently also knows the Doctor. As they make their way to a nearby cafe to ponder and mourn over what they had just witnessed, a younger Doctor appears, oblivious to anything that had just happened. This Doctor and his companions then make their way to meet Canton in Washington, D.C. 1969, where they fight a new army of aliens called the Silence. With this new foe seemingly defeated, the Doctor and the Pawns leave for more adventures. This series, Rory almost dies on a pirate ship and then dies again in the TARDIS corridors, but only in Amy's mind. Even more confusing is the fact that this whole season, the Amy traveling with the Doctor has not actually been Amy, but a doppelganger controlled by the real Amy who's in the middle of giving birth? Moffat, what are you doing to me? Amy and Rory named their baby Melody Pond, who they later discover was River Song. And on top of that, it also turns out that Amy and Rory's lifelong friend Mel's, without whom they would have never gotten together in the first place, was also River Song. How is this possible? Well, Amy and Rory spent their wedding night on the TARDIS, and so their child, having been conceived on the TARDIS, was born with a mix of human and Time Lord DNA. This means the River can regenerate, but after her past self, the newly regenerated Mel, discovers who she truly is, she gives up all of her future regenerations in order to save the Doctor's life. Seriously, Moffat, it hurts my head! At this point in the show...
iPhone is 5% and I have to go.